Chosen one, listen closely. There's a reason you're hearing this now. This message wasn't lost once or twice. It was buried 3 times before it found you. And still it came. Something greater is unfolding, and your spirit knows it. Every delay, every unanswered prayer wasn't silence, it was preparation. Call to me and I will answer you, says Jeremiah 33:3, and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. If you've ever felt like the heavens were quiet, maybe it's because the timing had to be perfect. That moment is now. You're not here by chance. This isn't another video. It's a call. A shift is stirring in you, and the truth isn't distant. It's knocking. You've been positioned not just to hear, but to respond. What if your whole life has been leading to this moment of spiritual clarity? Not a promise of riches or miracles on demand, but an invitation to alignment, to step into something sacred. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. Maybe this is your stillness before movement. Maybe your soul has been waiting for more than answers. Maybe it's been waiting for truth, not from men, but from God. And the Word, alive and active, is waiting too. This is not the end, it's a beginning. You were never forgotten. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, says Jeremiah 1:5. That knowing still stands. So don't scroll past. Stay with this message. Let your heart lean in. Because what you're about to hear next might just change how you see everything. This message was never ordinary, hidden, deleted, resisted. It still found you, not by chance, but by design. For the Word of God is alive and active, Hebrews 4:12. Something sacred, once buried, has resurfaced. Could this be the moment your spirit has long awaited? A whisper from heaven, a divine echo that won't be silenced. Against all odds, it reached you, not coincidence, destiny. Your faith journey matters. Like, subscribe, and stay connected with the light of faith to grow stronger in Christ every day. The line between heaven and earth is thinning. This message was fought for, delayed, resisted, but not denied. You didn't stumble here, you were called. Awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Ephesians 5:14. If your soul has stirred without knowing why, this is your moment of recognition. This isn't noise, it's a divine signal. You were summoned. God's silence wasn't neglect, it was preparation. The time has come, not as a warning but a summons. That restlessness in your spirit, it was never random. Now, not later, whispers a voice you've ignored too long. The Lord will guide you always. Isaiah 58:11. What if this inner stirring isn't pressure but purpose waking up inside you? Could this be the moment your calling begins to unfold? This is more than a moment in time. It's a divine shift. What once moved slowly now rushes forward, not by chance but by purpose. The appointed time is here, not coming. Chosen ones feel it in their spirit. This isn't rehearsal, it's real. And God's prophetic warning isn't to stir fear, it's to awaken faith. Be alert, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. What if this urgency isn't pressure, but preparation? Let's spread God's word together through the light of faith. One like, one comment, one heart united in love. If you felt something shifting, unseen but undeniable, as though the atmosphere around you is no longer still. You're not imagining it. It's not stress. It's not just energy. It's spiritual. You are sensing a divine tremor before a heavenly move. What you feel isn't chaos, it's alignment. The assignment is approaching and heaven is moving faster than the world knows how to interpret. This is not hype. This is not fear-mongering. This is the sound of destiny waking up in your bones. But the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth be silent before him. Habakkuk 2:20. Stillness is not always peace. It can be the pause before a storm of purpose. What's coming isn't man-made, and it won't be announced by media. It will not fit into headlines, but it will resonate in the hearts of those who are listening. The message has always been spiritual first, visible second. You were never meant to understand it with your eyes, but with your spirit. A shift is coming before the month ends. Not scheduled by a calendar, but woven into eternity. And if your soul has felt out of place lately, it's not disconnection, it's preparation. He who has ears, let him hear. Matthew 11:15. The world will call it coincidence. The awakened will recognize it as confirmation. Portals that were closed to previous generations are now opening. Not because of who we are, but because the time is finally right. Patterns in nature, technology, and timing are starting to crack. Not because the world is broken, but because heaven is breaking in. Glitches, disruptions, and anomalies aren't random. They're signals, prophetic echoes sent to reveal a divine seal being opened. When the physical world shakes, the spiritual realm is not collapsing, it's calling. And that call is for you. God is disturbing the atmosphere, not to frighten, but to lift, to elevate, to draw attention not to disaster, but to divine alignment. Yet, once more I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. Hebrews 12:26. This is not the end, it is a holy interruption. What once felt like rejection was divine restraint. What once sounded like silence was actually sacred construction. And now, the blueprint is being unveiled. The silence is breaking, the answers are stirring. The direction is about to become clear. Not because the noise of the world stopped, but because you finally tuned into the whisper of God. For years, your heart has cried out into what felt like empty air. But heaven was listening. It always was. And now what was hidden is being drawn into the light. Heaven is speaking your name in rooms you haven't entered yet. Angels are moving, connections are forming. The isolation wasn't punishment, it was positioning. God pulled you aside, not to exile you, but to refine you. And now he is reconnecting you, piece by piece, to the people and places that align with your calling. As things realign in the natural, relationships, emotions, direction, it's not a coincidence. It's your timeline intersecting with eternity. The divine puzzle is snapping into place. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:6. You weren't delayed, you were developed. Now the veil is lifting. You'll begin to see who was meant to stay and who was only meant to teach. Your soul tribe is being gathered. Your inner radar is waking up. The season of confusion is ending and divine clarity is stepping in. Heaven is not silent. It never was. But now its volume is rising, and it's calling to those who are ready to listen. This is a divine emergency, and the Spirit is moving rapidly. This isn't the end, it's a separation of purpose. You'll still move through life, but now with divine weight. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. This isn't escape, it's awakening. Heaven is placing mantles on those who carried quietly. The shift won't need explanation, it will be felt. What if elevation doesn't take you away but reveals who you truly are? Heaven is lifting those who labored in silence, the ones overlooked by man but seen by God. If you've poured out your heart without applause, this is not the end of your story. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work. Hebrews 6:10. You were faithful when no one noticed, steady when reward felt distant. Now a shift, quiet but divine, is drawing his chosen from the shadows. The recognition won't come through systems you're used to. It will come through the hand of the one who sees in secret. He exalts the humble, not the loud. You weren't ignored. You were hidden for a time such as this. The favor that finds you will not be a coincidence. It's not status. It's sacred. You're not being promoted for performance, but for posture. This is the kind of reward only heaven keeps record of. What if the tears you cried in secret were the seeds of something holy taking root? God never stopped watching you, even in the silence, even when you wondered if your prayers fell into empty space. His eyes were on you the entire time. The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their cry. Psalm 34:15. You weren't forgotten. You were being observed with care, refined in the fire, and protected from doors you thought you wanted. The season that felt empty was a holy cocoon. And now something is being released. Not randomly, not emotionally, but intentionally. The reward isn't just coming with peace, it's arriving with precision. It's not always the loud who are elevated. Sometimes it's the quiet, faithful, the hidden ones. The ones who gave without recognition, stayed when it was hard, trusted when it made no sense. When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Matthew 6:6. And now heaven is bringing that reward, not as luxury, but as legacy. You've been prepared not for prosperity as the world defines it, but for purpose as God intended it. The wealth, wisdom, and authority being entrusted in this season is not for status, it's for sacred assignments. The time of scraping by, of asking how long, is being interrupted by divine provision. But not because of striving, because of alignment. Ideas will surface, openings will appear, and while it may feel sudden, this was not random. It's heaven's strategy unfolding. God is placing supernatural solutions into the hearts of the faithful. Divine appointments are being activated. You won't need to manufacture your moment. You'll recognize it when it comes. Because it was made for you. Not because of popularity, but because of purity. Heaven is releasing authority to govern, to lead, to shift atmospheres, not just in ministry, but in media, in education, in culture. No longer will you be subject to systems that diminished you. You'll carry spiritual keys, ones that open access, not just for you, but for others too. You're not stepping into convenience. You're stepping into commissioning. This is why your discernment must be sharp. This is why your spirit must be awake. This is why you've been stirred in the middle of the night. The whisper is already here. The signal has been sent. The call won't wait for you to feel ready. Your preparation must be now. Jesus told the story of the 10 virgins, 5 wise, 5 foolish. The wise ones kept their lamps full, ready for the bridegroom. Matthew 25. God is calling you to be among the prepared. Keep your oil, guard your spirit, stay alert. There won't be a public notice when the door opens. It will be a divine moment that requires your yes. Cleanse your thoughts, focus your mind, walk in holiness. Be holy because I am holy. 1 Peter 1:16. The divine invitation is quiet but urgent. It doesn't come on a schedule, it comes in obedience. You won't have time to prepare when the moment arrives. The preparation is now. The fog is lifting, doubt is losing its grip. You'll begin to see who you really are, not who the world labeled, not who insecurity whispered, but who God called. Now we see only a reflection, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. 1 Corinthians 13:12. Clarity is coming, and with it, revelation. You'll understand why some doors slammed, why some people walked away, why the long route was necessary. God is giving you spiritual clarity, X-ray vision for what others overlook. You will begin to sense what is real, what is false, what is next. And with that clarity, connection will follow. People of purpose will find you. The puzzle pieces are moving. No more draining relationships. No more environments that shrink you. Only divine alignment. The ones who are connected to your next level are being drawn to you. You will rise together, faster, stronger, wiser. This isn't isolation anymore. This is elevation. A supernatural shift is coming. Not next year, not someday. This month. You'll feel it in your bones, a sense that time is accelerating. What once took years will begin unfolding in weeks. The dreams that felt on pause will quicken. But with acceleration comes responsibility. God isn't speeding up time for entertainment. He's compressing it for destiny. The delay was never punishment. It was protection. You were being fortified for this exact moment. When the acceleration begins, don't hesitate. Don't analyze. Move, act, obey. Surrender quickly. God is not just shifting your pace, He's shifting your position. Before this month ends, some of the doors that refuse to open will swing wide, on their own, not because of force but because of favor. This is not the time for second guessing. This is the time to walk like you've been called. You don't need permission anymore. Heaven has already sent the summons. You have been chosen. You have been commissioned. Now comes the movement. And you may still feel unqualified. That's okay. God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. He chooses those whose hearts are surrendered, whose obedience outweighs their insecurities. If you said yes through tears, if you stayed faithful through fear, that yes is being honored now. Not because of what you've done, but because of who He is. The mission isn't comfort, it's transformation. You're not here to spectate. You're here to shift rooms, release peace, carry presence. You are a vessel, not just a blessing, but of divine order. The world hasn't seen what a fully awakened, fully aligned child of God can do, and now it's about to. Heaven doesn't just open to bless, it opens to restore. What has your name on it? What was delayed? What was held back is being released in due time. He makes everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. The storehouses of heaven are not empty, they are overflowing. And when God decides the hour of release, nothing can stop it. Every unnoticed act, every sacrifice, every silent prayer, heaven recorded it. He's not unjust, he didn't forget. While others celebrated in public, you built in private, and now the reward is being released. But it's not just about resources, it's about justice, divine justice. God is honoring those who stayed pure when compromise was easy, who chose integrity over applause. This season won't be scraps, it will be overflow. Not for greed, but for good. Not for ego, but for glory. You don't need to strive for what's already yours. You only need to step into alignment. The delay wasn't denial, it was preparation. And now that preparation is producing public favor. You didn't sell out, you didn't bow, you didn't blend in. And now God will lift you in a way that no one can deny. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. 1 Peter 5:6. And when they ask how it happened, don't say strategy, don't say networking, say obedience. The rise will be undeniable. The platform won't be for noise. It will be for truth. Not for status, but for service. Not for performance, but for posture. You stayed low when others chased likes. You stayed true when others shifted. And now God is showcasing his faithfulness through your life. He's transferring wealth, not just in currency, but in influence, opportunity, and spiritual territory. You are being entrusted with more, not for luxury, but for legacy, to build what lasts, to change what's broken, to restore what's lost. The transfer has begun. Watch ideas turn into movements. Watch provision flow where there once was lack. The wealth of the wicked is being transferred, not for indulgence, but for impact. Because God is tired of watching his people beg while others misuse. He's raising up the pure to steward what the powerful abused. And yes, doors will open, favor will find you, influence will follow you. But don't be surprised when those who ignored you begin to take notice. This is not about fame. It's about spiritual authority. This is about weight, substance, calling. You're not rising to fit in. You're rising to change the temperature in the room. And favor? It's not luck. It's a seal. It's the evidence of God's endorsement. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield. Psalm 5:12. Expect doors to open that don't make sense. Expect your name to be mentioned in places your feet haven't stepped. Not for clout, for calling, because favor will do what effort never could. You won't need to fight to be seen. Heaven already saw you, and now favor is your new covering. Subscribe to the Light of Faith for daily faith-filled messages that lift your soul closer to heaven. And don't forget to like and comment to share your light with others. What if this whole time you weren't being overlooked? You were being preserved for this exact moment. This is not just a miracle season. It's a divine reset flowing through your spirit, soul, and body. Heaven is recalibrating your entire being for forward motion. You are being repositioned with clarity, healed with purpose, and infused with supernatural rhythm. This is more than relief. It's renewal. You've stepped into a moment where the weight begins to lift, and divine wind fills your sails. Momentum is shifting. The acceleration is holy. You'll still show up, still work, still walk, but the resistance that once met you at every corner is dissolving. Where you once pushed, now you'll glide. Not because life became easier, but because God has made a way where none existed. As Isaiah 43:19 declares, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? You are no longer striving for progress. It's catching up to you. Connections that took years now unfold in days. What was stuck begins to shift. Every step forward feels guided, supported, and strangely smooth. God is removing distractions, breaking invisible blockades, and establishing divine flow. But even in this grace, stay awake. Don't sleep through the blessing. Accelerated seasons still require aligned hearts. Walk in purity. Be tuned to His voice. Obedience is your part. Heaven is already moving. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. Matthew 7:7. This is not about ease. It's about access. You're being positioned for what others said was impossible. Rejection wasn't a wall. It was redirection. God is rewriting your story, not with edits but with bold reversals. Every denied opportunity is making room for divine appointments. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. You are walking into answered prayers that haven't even left your mouth. Don't question why the doors are opening now. Just walk through them with reverence. You have not missed your moment. It's unfolding right on time. The heavens are not silent. They're active. This is a sacred hour. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. These scriptures aren't just relics. They are alive and manifesting in this very season. Every verse is confirmation. Every word is an assignment. God is not just giving you breakthroughs. He's forming you into one. So get ready. Recenter. Realign. Let your obedience be louder than your doubt. Let your posture remain one of surrender, not striving. You are not stepping into a new phase. You are stepping into fulfillment. A promise kept. A plan activated. A destiny awakened. The question is, are you moving with it? Will you recognize the shift and respond in time? The hour has come. Are you ready to carry what God is releasing through you?